Good morning. My name is Martini Ramleva. This is my survey project and questionnaire. What is the relationship between on-campus distance learning? The best mode of delivery, from my opinion, would be online surveys. It's more valuable. It takes less time. I would require people to not have a sign-in. And the pros of this mode of delivery are that people can fill out the survey whenever they wish, instantly over the internet without having to send any paperwork or answer a phone. The cons of this mode is if you don't have internet access, you won't be able to do the survey. For number three, I answered on-campus learning is learning that is provided in person, whether that's one-on-one session or in a group setting. This type of learning is generally less flexible. There's always a set time and place. It can't be accessed on demand. Distance learning may allow students to perform better academically if they are single parents or have a full-time job. Independent variable is mode of instruction. Dependent variable is academic performance. For number four, I defined and wrote two survey questions of the mode of instruction is my independent variable and academic performance is my dependable variable. My hypothesis discusses both on-campus and distance learning as modes of instruction. On-campus requires people to be in there in person, attending lectures. Distance learning may require you to attend class via Zoom or be completely asynchronous. Academic performance is the extent to which a student has attained their short or long-term educational goals. The survey question for my independent variable and the survey question for my dependent variable are both in the nominal level of measurement. I answered it like this for the same reason that I want to differentiate between the answers and not rank them. For the first one, my independent variable question is, do you prefer on campus or asynchronous courses? This way I can gauge which mode of instruction students prefer. For the second one, my dependent variable is which mode of instruction has given you more passing grades. This way I can gauge how the student is performing academically. Both of these questions could help the college discover where students succeed the most according to the mode of instruction by looking at academic performances. For number five, the total population size of this project is 400 students, 300 from distance learning, 100 from on-campus students. I suggested to get 250 for my sample size. It's right in between 100 and 3,500. I've oversampled just a tad bit. With these guidelines in mind, the perfect sample size would be 250 students. The best method for sampling would be stratified sampling. This is why I believe stratified sampling would be the best option for choosing randomly and taking both strands into account. The sample size sits right in the middle of the population total. The best way to maximize response rates, in my opinion, is to offer incentives like discounts, free products, or a chance to win a prize. Another great method would be to offer the participant the opportunity to essentially give a donation for a charity through the organization or the researcher for participating in the survey. Would your research be confidential or anonymous? For me, I would choose to make my research confidential, but it's all subjective. All participants must be asked about their preferences so the researchers may remain ethical. I have 31 questions in total in my survey. Do you prefer on-campus or asynchronous courses? Which mode of instruction has given you more passing grades? How important is it to face-to-face communication while you're learning? How helpful are your teachers while learning? That's an open-ended question. How often do you hear from your teachers when learning remotely? How difficult or easy is it to stay focused on your coursework? How often do you have one-on-one discussions with your teacher? What are the strengths and weaknesses of each mode of instruction? Open-ended question. How often do you suffer from public speaking anxiety? The following question is my contingency question. If you answered rarely, sometimes, often, or always. For question number 9, do you think universities should be able to force on-campus students to enroll only in on-campus courses? What type of device do you use to assist you while learning? To what extent do you agree with the following statements? These are my matrix questions. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For number 19, how many hours do you spend studying per day? Do you have a dedicated study space at home? How eager are you to participate in your classes? How helpful has Chico University been in providing you with the resources to learn from home? How difficult or easy is it for you to connect to the internet access on your coursework? On a scale of 1 through 10, how engaged do you feel during virtual lectures or in-person lectures? The last 6 questions are basically demographic questions about gender identity, age, ethnic background, marital status, employment status, how many dependents you have. Thank you. That has been my presentation.